Hey everyone, we're back. We are back to talk about something very serious. There's a lot going on. I put up a community post tonight, and it's probably already the 25th of August. I believe it's after midnight already. But I put up a community post explaining to everyone that I have to hit a reset button in my life. I have to hit a clean slate situation. There's a lot of things going on in my life. It doesn't mean that my YouTube channel is down. It just means I need to make a drastic change. I need to refresh things. I need to take the time, which is what I've done this last week or so that I haven't been on, to make the understanding and the realization of what really needs to be happening in my life. We're going to go over my debt. I'm starting this channel over with a debt confession. And the reason for that is I need to explain myself, explain my position, explain what's going on, explain my plan and things of that nature. Now, I used to be one of those people that when I would listen to people talk and they wouldn't tell you their whole budget, their whole income, I was like, why not? I mean, like, hello, we're in the budgeting community. Should you not let us know? But that was the wrong approach. That was the approach that I was like wanting to know somebody else's business when I didn't have a right to know somebody else's business. And I didn't say that in the comments. I just thought that way. Well, I've realized that that was the wrong way of thinking. If people are comfortable with putting out all of their budget, then so be it. If people are not, then so be it too. So we'll back up here real quick and we'll explain why I'm in $20,460 worth of debt right now. Because that's a large number. That's a lot larger than you've seen before. I think this is the largest number you've ever seen. But all those videos are gone, and there's reasons for it. The clean slate needs to happen. The reset button, whatever you want to call it, needs to happen. Too much of my life has gone on, and I've got to get back on track. I have been off the rails forever, it seems like. My consistency is not there. My energy is not there. My motivation is not there. My health has gone to hell, and then some. To the point that I have been hit with diagnose after diagnose after diagnose. And then my eye condition, which I was born with, has really rapidly declined. So let's start there. Let's start with what's going on. Then let me tell you about this debt. Then I'm going to break this debt down for you. Then I'm going to give you my plan, my options, and what I think I'm going to decide to do. First of all, I got to be consistent. That's a no-go. I mean, that's hello. Everybody knows that. That's a no-brainer. So, with that being said, bottom line is this. My entire life, I have been used like I'm a bank. The people that I used to live with are not my parents. And they're in the business of buying kids. And I do mean illegally buying kids. I'm not talking in a legal sense. I'm talking like black market baby buying. So, with that being said, there's been some questions and some not understandings of really where I come from. I have a younger brother that was bought as well. They don't want it out. I don't care. Bottom line is, I don't care. I care about the truth and transparency of things. So, I don't even really know myself. The rumor mill of what I thought was that I was born in Italy. It looks like possibly I was born in Scotland. I don't know my parents, none of this. I mean, I grew up in a pretty shitty household, and I know I'm not the only one that did. There are other people who grew up in really bad households. I grew up with alcoholics and drug addicts, and, I'm going to call a spade a spade. They call me out as a black sheep. That's okay. I don't have skeleton in my closets. I can just open my door, and it just is what it is. I'm a book with a highlighter. Just open it up and let's read. So there's a lot of things about me that I don't know myself. What I do know is I'm in a lot of fucking debt right now. Excuse my language. I'm in a lot of debt. And that's the reality. And I think what plays into that is the fact that I want to do better for my kids than what was done for me. When I say I was used as a bank, everything I made income-wise was to be handed over immediately, or else. And the word or else was there. So my entire life, I was just ripped to shreds, used as a bank. When I was younger, I was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa. It's called RP for short. I knew later on I'd lose my sight, but we didn't know when. I was very lucky to not start losing my sight into my late 30s, early 40s. Then I knew there was a drastic change coming on. And when it came on like out of nowhere, which basically you lose your sight, you lose your visual perception, and then it's just like a tunnel. It just starts to fade and go dimmer, 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 dimmer to the point you don't see. My shadowing and shaping is gone. My outlining is all gone. And, you know, that's just life. I was born with this condition, so that means that both my parents were carriers of this condition. So, you know, it is what it is. I don't even know my parents. I mean, they pretty much just hawked me up to the highest bidder. I don't know. So that's been a problem in my entire life. I've learned to let it go now because it's just, I'm going to be 48 in December. Let's back up. My birthday ain't in December. We thought it was in April of 77. My birth certificate, which is a fake, says it's in December 29th, 1976. We think my birthday might have been in April of 77. Now it looks like my birthday's in July of 77. Go figure. You know what, y'all? Well, here's what I'm going to do. It's pretty bad when you don't even know your birthday, let alone where you came from. But there's a lot of kids out there who are adopted, who are privately adopted. I was bought like a commodity. And they don't know anything about their parents, but for God's sakes, they know their birthday at least. So I'm going to make myself a new birthday because I need something that's me. It's not going to be a definite birthday because I don't know whether I was or wasn't born on certain days, but a certain day or anything, or a certain year. But I'm trying to figure things out. So the family that I grew up in was in the process of buying people. There's another family member in this family who also stole the baby from the hospital, which I am going to rectify very quickly. I'm going to alert this individual, who now is an adult, to let her know what happened, because she has a right to know. Everybody has a right to know. But that is what that is, and I think that plays into this. And why do I think it plays into this? Because I want to do better for my kids than what was done for me. I was constantly having to turn over every dime I had minus $1 out of my account. It was demanded. It was, you do this or else. I grew up with alcoholic and drug addicts, okay? I don't allow drugs and alcohol in my house. It's a no-go. It's a red line for me. If you bring it in, you are out. I lock the door. I change the locks. It is a red line for me. And why am I talking about all this? Because my debt reflects this. And why does my debt reflect this? Like I said, I want to do better for my kids than what was done for me. There has been a lot of abuse in my life. Verbal abuse. Mental abuse, you know, just things of that nature. We won't go far into that. But, and I'm not the only person that's gone through things like this. I know this. But this is where I'm at right now. This is why my debt is where it's at. And I'm going to explain that a little bit further here in a minute. This is why I'm telling you guys this. I have so much medication on board right now. You know, I'm a CVS pharmacy right now. I have been hit with a high blood pressure diagnosis in the same week that I've been hit with a diabetic type 2 issue. Now I've got that diagnosis. I have been dealing with chronic fatigue syndrome for several years, and that is just debilitating. I have severe migraines and have had those since I was a teenager. I have my eye condition, which is limiting me on a lot of things right now. It is a struggle to do everyday tasks. It just really is. I'm not a person that asks for help. Just not how I am. I have put myself into a significant amount of debt, which is causing stress within my family. It's causing agitation, it's causing anger, and it's causing discomfort. I'm a parent that wants to do better for my kids. I don't want to see them in debt. I had full ride scholarships for my undergraduate and my graduate degrees. Yet I was forced to take out student loans because I won't even call them parents, y'all. I'm going to call them people. The people that I live with or lived with growing up forced it. And then they took the checks and took off and ran with it. The minute they would get my student loan checks of thousands and thousands and thousands, we're talking $7,500, $7,600 in their hands, they'd cash those checks, do what they need to do, and then go run off to the boat. I'm going to call a spade a spade. I'm pulling out all the skeletons in people's closets because right now I am just plumb done over it. So with that being said, that put me in a whole hell of a lot of debt. I had a student loan at $140,000+. Luckily, by luck, because I have an eye condition, I was able to get those forgiven. It actually started in 2019. And I was told for 3 years if my income did not change within a certain bracket income level, which it wasn't going to change anyways, let's be honest. I'm on a fixed income right now on my pension. Then I would be fully forgiven. And I know there's a lot of people out there who are so mad because it's like the government just kind of try to say you're going to get forgiven, and then they pull it back and you're like, whoa, hold up, what? And here I was forgiven. But my condition of my eyesight not being there limits so much. And it's going to limit how fast I pay off this debt. Because I don't have the luxury to jump into a car and go drive and do side hustles and do Uber and Uber Eats and Instacart and just anything else. A lot of people can pick up side hustles. Some people can't. I mean, daycare costs a lot of money. If you're a single parent and you got a daycare and you're trying to do side hustles, you got to have somebody watch your kid. You know, it doesn't make ends meet because it's a double-edged sword. If you're paying for childcare even more, everything you're making as a side hustle is going to go to that, and it's not going to go to debt. So I understand that as well. I have 3 teenagers. They're 15, 14, and 13. So they could watch themselves if they needed to. But I don't have the ability to go out there and make extra side hustle money. I'm going to get my Etsy shop back up and running, and you guys have heard me say this for so long, and you just have not seen any progress out of me. And I apologize, because my health has just taken a turn for the worse. I had such a debilitating migraine today that not only was this video supposed to be out in the morning, so was my prepper list video, and I failed on both because I was in bed for over 22 hours with a migraine that I couldn't control. I had emergency migraine medication. Nothing was touching this migraine. It just wasn't going to happen. So I was in bed for 22 hours, and I was sleeping, and I was taking medicine, and I was in so much pain. And I'm still in a little bit of pain, but it is what it is. So why is all this playing into my debt? Because I do want to do better for my kids. I want to be able to give my kids things that maybe right now I don't have the money to do. Is it smart to just go ahead and put it on a credit card or whatnot? No, not if you can't pay it off in full. And I've always talked to you guys in the past about paying those credit cards off in full. Yet you're going to see me here with maxed out credit cards. And if I talk the talk, I want to walk the walk. And right now, I'm not doing that. And it sucks. So I get my kids stuff even if I can't afford it. I'll put it on the credit card. I'll do anything I can to make them happy. I can't take my kids out and go a whole bunch of places right now. I can't drive, and I can't afford the Uber fees. The Uber fees are getting astronomical. I went to my dental appointment on Friday. It's only a couple of miles from my house, but it's not within walking distance because of the way the highways and the streets are. Y'all, it cost me over $20 round trip for less than 6.5 miles. Some of you guys can fill your car almost up that much. But it is what it is. So if I go out to do something, Uber fees are good, and I'm getting slammed with Uber fees. If Danya needs to stay after school for something in high school, when she comes back home, I'm getting slammed with Uber fees. My ex-husband is not holding up to his responsibility. He's over $1,000 in debt to me. Now, that's not the child support. The child support's been taken care of. Y'all, I get $585 for 3 kids. I'm about to raise that child support. I'm about to go seek more money. $585 in total for 3 kids is ridiculous. My bills are more, my payments are more. He takes advantage of his father, who is disabled, and makes his father pay half the rent, makes his father pay half the utilities in a very small apartment that they live in. So he only pays about $350 in rent. He only pays about $50 in electric and all that, and that's his business. But the bottom line is he's not holding up to his agreement on this side. And here I am paying and shelling out for things that we're supposed to be half and half on because the child support is so low. And he told me the other day, he's like, well, I'll try to pay you something, but I've got to fix my car first. I come first. The kids don't come first. That's what he said. And I waited for a payment to come through out of the $1,000+ he owes me for things I've paid, like half the kids' clothing, half of this for the kids. We've got an agreement that because of the, like I said, the child support is so low that he has to pay half of the school clothes, half of Danya's transportation if she's doing anything with school-related things such as sports or tutoring, half of medical, things of that nature. And guess what he hasn't done? Exactly that. I've got records for it. I'm increasing child support if I can. My money goes to my kids. I'm not one of those parents who walk out the door and I'm in high class, high end stuff where my kids look like garbage pail babies. I can't stand people who do that. That drives me insane. I do everything humanly possible for my kids. I do the best that I humanly can do. And I feel like sometimes that's not even the best. But I do what I can. And this is why I have this debt. This is exactly why I have this debt, because I want to do for my kids what I can do. And if I can't do it, well, damn it, I'm going to put it on the credit card and I'm going to figure it out later. And it's gotten me into this kind of a mess. So let's go ahead and let's talk about this debt. Now that long intro is super duper long. I told you this was going to be a long video. $20,460 is my debt right now. Now, I could go and get my little trackers, and I can make trackers, and I can buy trackers on Etsy, and I have bought trackers on Etsy, and I do make trackers because my son helps me make them, and he is phenomenal with it, and I give all the credit to him. But if I write into a tracker and I start putting money in there, and my daughter Jessica starts coloring the icons, because Jessie does all the writing for me now. She does all the coloring in, and you know what? It's helping her to budget as well. She's 14 years old. She's very smart. So, I mean, she knows more than some high schoolers do about budgeting. In fact, she probably knows more than some adults do, including myself. So with that being said, if I use trackers and I start coloring in on trackers, and I have to take money out of there, then I have to replace the tracker because I just had Jessie permanently color on that tracker, and now that tracker is messed up because I may have had to put something out of it, and what looks like's in there is not in there. So I'm like, oh crap, here we go. So this is my approach. Old school, checkbook style, registry. Because on this, I can take and tell you if I pulled something out or if I'm putting something in, I can do balances. Yeah, when I was 16, I got my first checkbook. I thought I was just, the best dog next door, okay? I thought I was just all that in a bag of chips. Lord knows I was half full of air. I might have been even worse. But with that being said, because I couldn't keep a hold of the money that I made because I was forced to turn over every dollar minus everything but $1 that I made to these people, these users that I lived with. It is what it is, okay? And I'm not trying to speak too bad about people. That's not my line of thinking, and that's not the way I am. But I'm coming out in full force to let you know the truth is the truth, and I can back it up 110%. But with that being said, I'm going to use these trackers. These are phenomenal. I did buy this on Etsy. Why? Because I'm not going to sit there and waste the time to try to make a tracker. My son may not be able to do this one, but I know somebody that could, and I got it, and she got the profit for it. And I'm like, yeah, girl, more power to you, So this is my entire debt, $20,460. It's the highest debt I've ever had. And it's like, okay, how am I going to do this? Let's break down this debt for you real quick because I love the way I did this. I will tell you that these are in sheet protectors, but they are discbound. I love my A6s. I love my discbound wallets. I love my A6 wallets. I'm just A6 and discbound obsessed. This is in a Happy Planner. So, my sheets in a Happy Planner cover and Happy Planner not Happy Planner rings, but rings that I purchased. So let's go over my debt because let's be transparent. Let's put this all out because I'm going to be with lack of words. If kids are in the room, cover their ears, please. It's all out. It's balls to the walls, basically. It's the approach that we use on the military base when we were talking about certain things. It was like, man, just get it all out. Let's just deal with it right we can. Skin the cat. Let's do this. Get the cat out of the bag. So my Affirm account, holy hell, it's nearly $6,000, y'all. It's nearly $6,000. My payment coming up in September is going to be a minimum, I think, of between $700 and $750. That's crushing. Do you know what an extra $750 would do inside my house right now? What did Dave Ramsey said? You are a slave to the lender? Oh, yes. Those words ring really true. Now, I love Dave Ramsey, but I don't agree with everything. Obviously, the 1,000 emergency fund needs to be increased because, hello, inflation's happened. But, we can all take to that. But I don't agree with them that cash is king. I think sometimes credit cards are necessary, especially for those of us who do not have a house purchase in our name and are renters. And, you need to have credit if you're going to rent because they're always going to check for your credit score and things of that nature. I love my credit cards. They are keeping me afloat right now, and that's sad. That's super sad. I don't want it keeping me afloat. I want to have my credit cards completely cleaned off, and I want to have money in the bank. And right now, I'm draining everything. It's just what's happening. So my Affirm account is sitting at nearly $6,000, as you see here. And when I make the payment next month, I'm freezing my Affirm account. Nothing's going on this Affirm account. Come hell or high water, it's not happening. I'll make that payment. I'll pay off a couple more accounts. I will go ahead and get you a detailed report about that. And that is to come, because that's going to take a lot, because I think I have 27 maybe open accounts with a firm. Every time you order something, it's considered a little mini account, and you can pay down on it. You can pay it off whenever you want, things of that nature. So I will try to get a detailed informational sheet for you, and then we can highlight the things that I'm going to be paying off each and every month. So there's that one. All right, this is my Walmart Capital One credit card, which is no longer going to be that come in September. They have given us letters saying that it's no longer going to be a Walmart credit card. Walmart credit card is only used for Walmart and Sam's Club, but they're going to open it as a full-fledged credit card. When I'm like, okay, well, that's got perks, but I'm hoping it still comes with the reward points for using that credit card. It's maxed out. It's over $300 right now. You can see it. See my total right there. It is maxed out. Now, I use this credit card every single month religiously, and then I pay it off, and then I use it, and then I pay it off. So I'm not really getting the interest on this card. If I am, it's only a couple of bucks, so it's not anything like, oh, on me. But I'm accumulating points. Before this, it was a little bit higher, but I went on there and I looked up and seen how many reward points I had left, because I have been using my reward points off and on. And I had 1,144 reward points, which I calculated as $11.44. And I had Capital One send that straight over to my credit card, so I brought it down a little bit. So I think it's 305, if I remember right. Again, I'm blind, so I can't see. I have to memorize a lot of things, so I apologize. If I'm a little off, don't come at me. You can see the totals. You have the site. I don't. So I pay this off every month, so I'm not really worried about it, but I'm going to start tracking it. I'm going to start tracking how much I put on, when I put on. I use this for groceries, things of that nature. So I do what I got to do. So that is my credit, or my Capital One credit card. Okay. The next two is my self credit builder and my self credit card. So you guys heard me tell you in the past. Now, again, if you're new to the channel now, you're not going to see any of those videos. Clean slate needs to happen. I need to stop being all over the place. I need to stop being an absolute mess. I need to stop trying things because I see everybody else do it. I'm like, I wish I could do that. Oh, I might try to do that. Sometimes watching other budget channels is really detrimental to me, because I want to do everything that everybody else is doing. I want to do the new thing. I want to try it. I want to see if I can force it into my budget. When it really comes down to it, the reality is I can't, and I just need to enjoy everybody else's new things and go, damn, girl, get it, or, damn, bro, get it, get going on it, and be, I'm happy for everybody else, but I need to stop being tempted. That's what I need to put. I need to stop being tempted and try to force it in. So anyways, with that being said, here is my self-credit builder. Now, I was in a 1-year program. It cost me, I went to the highest level, which is $150 a month for 12 months. I completed that program. They automatically, as soon as that payment was snapped in, they gave me a 2-year program. I was like, oh, okay, cool. My credit score went way up, way up. I was like, okay, let's do this. I decided on another $150 a month every month for now 2 years. Well, that's coming to an end in March of 2025. Okay, cool, kosher. But what I didn't know is that self-credit card has a max out of $3,050. You can't put any more on that card. It's the max out limit. So they are now holding every $150 I give them every single month. They are holding that in an account, and they're not going to give it to me until it's paid off in March of 2025. I'm going to try to jump that and get it paid off before the end of this year. Because if I do that, then they'll release all the fundings onto that card, and that'll bring down this card, which is a self card. Now, what I did find out is they are taking money from it every single day in that account. That card should be almost $800 right now for the savings portion that I cannot touch, but they are taking it down every day. They're taking like 70, 80 cents or a dollar or whatever from that account. I'm not comfortable with it, so I want to pay this off ASAP. It's $150 from September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 7 more payments of $150. If I can pay it off faster, then they can release those funds, put it on this card to bring my utilization down, and I'll be out of this $150 a month every month. I will not be completing the self-credit program again. I'll be done. Over it. So, here's the deal. I was supposed to get $1,800. I don't know if that's going to calculate now because, like I said, they're taking money on a daily basis out of my savings, and I can't do nothing about it. Now I called them. I said, hold on. Why are you doing this? Well, we're doing this because you have interest. Oh, okay. So thanks for the heads up, peeps. I had to figure this out myself and call you and question you. Okay. I will not be doing the self-credit program again. I will say it is beneficial. I will say it's been a great trip to do this. It's been a great privilege to do it. It's raised my credit score by almost 200 points. Actually, yeah, over 200 points now. But it's also been a hassle. So here's you go. Self-credit card. Max is $3,050. I just told you that, right? For this credit card. Look at my max right now. Look at what I owe on this credit card. I literally have, it's literally right now, my credit card's sitting at $3,049.50. So I literally have 50 cents to my name on this card. That is it. I have nothing else. I can't charge nothing on this card. Something went through last month and I thought, oh crap, I forgot to take it off. And it went through the credit card. Okay, cool. Okay. So I'm going to freeze this card. I'm going to make sure nothing gets taken off this card. We're not using this card anymore. We're going to pay down this debt. Now, how am I going to do it? I'll tell you about that here in just a minute. So that's the self-credit card. Okay, so now I should be at my World MasterCard for my PayPal. And I'm hoping I'm in the right realm of this. This should be my credit one. If I make any mistakes in this video, please, I apologize. You guys have the luxury to see paperwork and you don't have to try to memorize things. You can look down and you can say, oh, that's what this is. Oh, that's what that is. I don't have that luxury. So, you know, to each is their own, and I'm doing my best that I can on memorization. I'm hoping that I've got this all in the right areas. So, anyways, my PayPal World MasterCard is maxed out at $900. Actually, I think it's $897. I'm just rolling it up to $900 because that's a few dollars away. I'm just going to do it. I think I have $3 and some odd cents left on that card, and that's it to spend. I don't even have $5 on the card, okay, y'all? I put a lot of Danya's clothes on there. I put a couple extra things that I needed to do. I put some groceries on there. I put all kinds of stuff that I needed to do, but Danya's was the bulk, okay? Hers was over $500, okay, on that card. So my World MasterCard for my PayPal account is maxed out. Yes, it is. Can you see what I'm saying here? I have no utilization thing. Now, I do have something I'll talk to you about here in just a minute. This one is my Credit One card. Now, what I do is I put my gas and electric on this, and it rolls out every month. It maxes it out. I pay it off. It's kind of like my Capital One Walmart credit card. I max it out. I pay it off. I max it out. I pay it off because I have such a low limit on my Walmart credit card, and I have so much of a low limit on my Capital One that I can't. If I had $1,000 limit, it'd be great. My gas bill, my electric bill came in this month. Now I still owe $145 for September because they always give you a month and behind. So in September I do owe $145 for my gas bill, but my electric bill, even though I only had to pay $340 this coming month, it's a lot more than that. I'm on budget billing for both. So this is not going to pay off both of those, okay? It's going to pay off a portion of my electric bill, and that is it. I'm going to have to use my bank to pay off my gas bill because I don't have $300 and $480. I don't have nearly $400 on this card. I don't have the limit of that. I did try to ask both these credit cards for a limit increase. They won't do it because my utilization is so high. Why? Because my cards are all maxed out. So I don't have the privilege of raising my credit lines yet, but this is only a $300 limit card, and my Capital One is only a $300 limit card. Do you see what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Okay. Now I'm down to, I got 3 more, and then we're going to talk about how I'm going to do this, okay? All right. So now I have a loan out now too. Yes, I do. I actually have a high-end loan out again. Again. Something I said I'd never do. There was reasons for it. There was emergency reasons for it. I'm not going to touch my sinking funds and savings challenges. I need that for security. I've gotten nearly a $3,000 loan back out. This is devastating. This is one of those high interest, holy crap, what did you do type of loans. A situation happened, and I can't really go into it, but it's something that had to be done. I had no choice. I had no way around it. No. So this is almost $3,000. The payment for this coming month in September is $450. And I'm not even going to tell you how much of that is going to be interest versus what it is. We'll break it down. I don't even want to say the words because it's bad. It's bad words. It's a payday loan. Let's just call it what it is. It's devastating. I can't get around this one. So I think I want to attack that first. I think I need to attack that one first. But we'll talk about that here in a minute. other loan amounts. There you go. This is other things, not loans, I'm sorry, other things that I have to pay off that is not accumulated with the loans or the credit cards is this. So I have to pay this off. And I'm on a single income, y'all. I'm a mom with 3 kids. I live on my own. I've got my dogs, my kids, and I have limited income. So inflation has kicked my butt like it has everybody else. My bills have gone up like everybody else. My electric went up, my gas went up, my rent went up, my food costs went up. I mean, you name it. I'm feeling the same pinch everybody else is. That's why we ate down our preps for the last 2.5 years, because I am in a huge crisis right now, financial-wise. So we have that. Last but not least, we have the James Madison program. I put Jessica on here because she's going to start it in March. Now, I was under the impression I had to get $1,800 for my self-credit card. Now that I know that they're taking daily money out of my savings side, I want to pay that off ASAP, so they stop doing it. I get what's owed to me, and it goes over to my account. So I may not get $1,800 now. I'm thinking more like $1,500, and that's got to stop because that is BS. So this is a James Madison program. I've already made 3 payments for Philip at $150 a month is what I pay for him. The entire program, from freshman to senior, it's one whole program. It's $1,800. Jessica's going to have the same program. They grade their papers immediately. He has things he's got to fill out. He takes his test. He does everything. They do everything. It's hands off for me. It's hands on for him. Jessica, I will have to sit with her and help her out a little bit, and we'll have to go through some things. Me and Philip will tutor her in math, because even though she's great in math, she still struggles in math. Science, she's great in. English is where I struggle, but we're going to work together as a family and as a team to make sure she succeeds. So with that being said, that's what I owe for my James Madison High School program for Philip and Jessica. Again, Philip has already had 3 payments. I've already paid just under $500 for his program so far. So I'm making headways. Everything that I get from that self-credit card, the self-credit builder moved on to the self-credit card. I was attempting to put it onto here. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I think I need to wipe these things out before March of next year. Before March of next year, because this is going to go to a $300 payment. Philip will be nearly paid off, so that will help alleviate something. He'll have it for another couple of months, and then he will wean off, and he still has the program. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. He doesn't have to pay every single year the same amount. It's one flat rate fee. You get all of your courses. You get to choose all your electives, all of that for all 4 years. And you got 6 years to complete a 4-year program of high school. He's probably going to complete it in 2 years. He will be graduated probably before he hits 16. He already has done half a year's worth of health. Just one subject so far. And he can go through different subjects and you work on math today, work on history tomorrow. He's gone through health. A whole semester worth of health in a week. He has got a phenomenal IQ. So I will be putting Jesse into that. So that is what's going on with my dad. That is my $20,460 debt. Now, what the hell am I going to do about it? I don't have the side hustles. And this is not an excuse. This is reality. Blind people don't drive. Blind people are limited. But you're only as limited as you make it be. There are 2 things I can do. I can do the Dave Ramsey approach and do the snowball method, where you pay the smallest to the largest. Or I can do what they call velocity banking. Now, velocity banking is you pay everything humanly possible that you have to pay that you can't pay on a credit card, aka my rent, my other credit card payments. You make the minimum, all those payments of credit card, just make the bare minimums. Then what you do is the highest credit card you have, or maybe even the lowest if you want to do it that way, and you attack it. You take everything else out of your bank and you throw it on that credit card. And you're thinking, well, how am I supposed to pay for groceries? How am I supposed to pay for this? You pay for it out of that credit card. And yes, your total is going to go back up after you just seen it slam down. But you're not going to reach the full total of what you owe. Okay? You're not going to reach the full total. So if I slam $2,500 on my self-credit card, which has got a limit of $3,050, then the bottom line is I pay for my groceries off that credit card. I pay for anything that I could not pay on a credit card on that card. Yes, things are going to go back up again. but it's not going to reach the 3,050 mark. And now I just satisfied the $100 and I think it's $7. That's what my interest is on that credit card right now. My interest is $107 for the month of September. I not only solidify and satisfy that, now I'm starting to drop my utilization. And then the next month I do it again, and I do it again until that card is down to 0. Then what do? I attack the next one. And I do it over and over and over again until all my credit cards are a 0 balance, a 0 utilization, and then I start putting into wherever else I need to put into my debt, my other debts and things of that nature. Now I can do that. The dangerous one right now is the payday loan, because the interest rate is astronomically high. Those are the most dangerous things in loans that you can get. And I know that. And I know what I've done is wrong. But I got to start rectifying things now. So I have the approach of either Dave Ramsey with snowballing it, or I have the approach of the velocity banking. And I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to choose. But what I can tell you is I'm going to go down to a bare bones budget. I'm still going to sink my sinking funds and my savings challenges, things of that nature. Pretty much it's just sinking funds at this rate. Yes, it's fun to play games and have money like that. And I'll throw a couple of those in because I find those fun. But it's going to be debt focused until I get this out from underneath me. All these payments that I'm making to all these credit cards, into my loan, into this, into that. The one thing Dave Ramsey that I completely agree with him on is you are a slave to the lender. And that is the absolute truth. If I didn't have all this debt, all that money would be free for me to use wherever else I needed to. I wouldn't be so tied up. So that's what's going on. My little happy smiley faces that I purchased that you can't see the video anymore on was 2,000 smiley faces for just under $6 on Amazon. And I'm using them as no spin stickers. We're going down to bare bones. We're going down to, hello, no spins. I want to have 25 to 30 no spins in a month. I don't know if I'm going to be able to achieve it, but I'm going to do my damnedest to do. I can't do the side hustles to work my debt down faster because I don't have the ability. Again, blind people don't drive. How am I, to get around and do anything, I need assistance. Okay, so I can't go shopping for other people. I can't go deliver packages from Amazon Flex. I can't do anything. My hands are tied. But I have my Etsy shop. So I am going to work feverishly hard over the next several months to get everything put back up on Etsy. Am I going to make enough on Etsy? Probably not. But I will say it was real funny when I sat down and found out that somebody yesterday bought one of my trackers. And what tracker did they buy? The side hustle tracker. I had to laugh. I was like, man, game on. Whoever bought that, game on. Go for it, girl. Go for it, guy. Whoever. Go for it. I was so happy. And I had to sit there and laugh because I knew I had to do this video. And the one tracker that was bought off my Etsy shop the other day was a side hustle tracker. I thought, damn, that's awesome. So I'm going to work to put whatever I can back up on Etsy. Whatever money I make from Etsy, I made $1 off that tracker. It's going to debt. And people can laugh and think, well, you're only putting $1 to debt. What's that going to do? That's $1 I didn't have before. It's $1 that needs to go to debt. Every dollar counts. Every quarter, nickel, dime, penny counts. It's not always the amount that you put in. It's the ability to put something towards it. The more you put, the better off you're going to be. The faster debt's going to go down. In my case, it can't go down fast enough right now. It's not going to happen because of the restrictions that I have with my visual impairment. But that doesn't mean I'm dead in the water. It just means I have to tread the water better. I have to find a new way to get from one side of the ocean to the next. And I don't want to be pulled down by an undertow. And that's what this debt's doing. It's pulling me down with an undertow. So I'm going to be more consistent. I am really struggling with my health right now, but I'm going to push through. I'm going to force it, at least on the health concerns. I'm going to force it. I'm going to take the medication that I need to. I tried to go off it. It was a disaster by doing that. As a reason I'm on it, obviously. With my blood pressure and everything else, my diabetes. I can reverse diabetes. I might be able to reverse the blood pressure. We'll see. But there are some things I can't reverse. There are some restrictions that I have that are above and beyond the normal restrictions. But that doesn't mean I'm out of the game. I just have to learn to play the game the right way, a different way. So that's what I have for you. It's going to be a bare bones budget. I'm going to continue to do my sinking funds and savings challenges. I've reset up all my binders differently. You'll be seeing all these binders come out one by one. I will bring in my happy planner on board to show you. All right, y'all. Sorry, I reached the maximum length of that video. So, like I said, I was not joking. This was going to be a long video. I needed to come out with everything. I needed to show you what the reset button was. So I'm going to take you through all my different binders. Like I said just a second ago, before I was rudely interrupted by my phone saying, you reached the maximum length. I'm going to bring my happy planner on board. I'm going to show you every week. I'm going to give you the spread of what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, my breakdown for groceries, my breakdown for my prepper pantry. I know this isn't a prepper side of things, but you know, if I'm going to use the money for a few stock ups, it's not going to be drastic, you know, things of that nature. I'm going to show you everything. I want to bring in all of my binders. I have went ahead and I made a binder strictly for my budget. I made a binder for this debt. I made a binder for savings challenges and things of that nature. So I've got a lot to show you, and I'm going to show you it all. And I'm going to be more consistent. I'm going to be more organized. I'm going to be more clear, and I'm going to get it done. So that's what I'm going to do. Whether I'm going to use the velocity banking approach or the Dave Ramsey approach, I'm still really leaning towards the velocity banking approach to get these credit cards worked down pretty fast so I could start throwing everything onto that loan and getting that taken off and just start going nuts. But it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot of sacrifice. It's going to take bare bones. I'm not getting rid of my kids' streaming apps. They didn't create this debt. I created this debt. I'm not going to put my kids in a hard spot right now. So they're still going to have what they have. But there's some things I need to clip and things that I need to do. Eating out is going to have to stop. We have been eating out quite a bit lately, and I don't want to do that. I mean, to take my kids to McDonald's, it's $40-50. Well, that $40-50 could buy a lot of ground beef. It could buy chicken. It will make more than one meal is what I'm trying to say. So there's other things that I need to do. So this is why I've cleaned the slate. This is why I'm hitting that reset button. This is why I need to do what I need to do. I need to just do it. And I need to do it appropriately. And I need to focus on debt first. So this is the video I have for you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, anything at all, you always are free to throw it down in the comment section. Even if it's negative, y'all. If you're against something I'm saying or doing, you know, just be respectful about it. And, you know, we can agree to disagree. Or maybe you make a good point and I have to think about it and think, oh, well, hold on. This person put it in a different perspective. Maybe your idea, if you give me a new idea, is better than the idea I have. I mean, I'm totally open to criticism, constructive criticism, I should say, and things of that nature. But right now, I'm in a serious amount of debt, and it's impacting our lifestyle over here. It's impacting everything, and that's not, I don't want anything to negatively impact me anymore. So, anyways, y'all, sorry for the long video, the long rant, all the stuff I told you before the debt, but this is why I have the debt, because I need my kids to be happy. I need to be able to pay for things when I need to pay for things. My ex-husband's not holding up to his end of the agreement. So, you know, I'm not going to force my kids to suffer because he is who he is. We'll leave it at that. So anyways, all right, we will catch you in the next video. That next video is actually, since I've cleaned my slate now, I've gotten rid of these videos, and I'm starting over fresh with my debt confession, which is a large debt confession. The next video is going to I'm bringing out my binder, which is my happy planner. All my things are in happy planners, and they're all disbound. And I've reset it up so that you're going to see week by week what I'm doing. You're going to see how many no spends I have in each week. You're going to see, I am still using the workbook, the Budget Mom workbook, paycheck workbook system. I'm still going to use that because I really like the outlay of it, and so does Jessica. It makes it easier for her to follow through on things. And then, you know, I'll show you my savings challenges and my sinking funds. I'll show you everything that I'm doing on that as well. So, anyways, we'll catch you in the next video. Hope you all have a great night. Until then, Without Limits is out.